hello. Test this. Try this out. Just take this box, put this on top of it. That's not gonna work, is it? Well, at least I'm live and I know how to get live from now on. So I might as well just wait for someone to come. Probably go right here. Nice thumbnail, I know. My camera's a potato. I know that. I try not to remind myself. Okay, well anyway, there might not be any viewers, but this is my Magic 2015. Oh, Jesus, my. I don't even know why I have this open. I'm gonna close that. Okay, well, this is my Magic 2015 box, which I got from a friend. It's got a ruination worm on the side, just been completely destroyed, cut in half. Yeah, I know, don't worry about it. I'm so incredible. Opening up. And we've got my main deck now. It's my previous deck. Completely beautiful deck box. Here. We have a couple of cards inside. Here. There's some random cards in this cube. So I'm going to close that. Put this on top. Try to have decent lighting. Fail. So have decent lighting. And then continue to make a YouTube video knowing that my existence is useless. So here are the cards in the box. Actually, all these aren't cards. Here's some sleeves. Dragon Shield for the win. That's also my deck box. This is actually the giveaway prizes I won from Goblin Town Gaming Center. Absolute fantastic MTG channel. So, first card, we have the Nicol Bolas God Pharaoh. This was the guaranteed prize. I don't think it's going to come in focus, but I assume that anyone here watching it probably know what this does. If they don't, probably don't play MTG, so it wouldn't matter. First card. Second card is Padim, Console of Innovation. Incredible. Yeah, I know, it's amazing. It's actually pretty good for an artifact deck. And then we have the Outland Colossus. It's a foil and a promo. It's got that cool 5-color magic circle at the bottom. It's a giant creature. So in the giveaway, there was the two booster packs that I won, which was the Eldritch Boon booster pack and Ixalan booster pack. The first one in the Eldritch booster pack, this is the rare. It's Selfless Spirit. It's a flying. If you sacrifice it, creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. It's a 2/1 for 2 mana. It's a pretty good card. It's worth $5 in MTG Goldfish. And I believe it's still seeing some play. Then we have Lunash, Crew, Sphinx, Sovereign. It's 6 mana. It'll work in a Sphinx deck because it's a flying 4/4. Sphinx spells that you cast cost 2 lost to cost. But whenever this or another Sphinx enter the battlefield under your control, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Opponent separates those cards into 2 piles. Put one pile into your hand, the other into your graveyard. Which is fairly good, but if there's like 2 good cards there, they can put 1 in each pile, so you'll have to destroy one of them. We've got Master Biomancer. It's 4 mana, it's a 2/4. Each other creature you control enters the battlefield with a number of additional +1/+1 counters on it equal to Master Biomancer's power, and as a mutant in addition to other types. The mutant thing might actually hurt you, but other than that, each creature will get 2 +1/+1s no matter what. Harvest Season. This is a nice card. It came with a black sleeve. Purple sleeves are the only ones I have. I started playing MTG 2 months ago. 3 mana. Search your library up to X basic land cards, where X is the number of tapped creatures you control, and put those cards onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. So if you control like 6 token creatures or something, which will probably be good in mono red deck, but this is a green card, so you could tap all of those and get 6 mana right down on the field and completely destroy your opponent, although it is a sorcery and it does cost 3 mana. And the Ixalan rare that I got was Search for Azcanta. Yes, this is definitely a misprint. I don't think I have a flashlight anywhere, but it is thin. I checked. There's no blue glue in between, and it can't be played, sadly. So I'll just take it out of the sleeve. I'm great at live streaming, aren't I? I know. I'm talking to myself too. There's no one on the stream. Other side. It's pretty cool. It's a nice card. I really like the artwork. Too bad my camera has a potato since it's on my phone. Probably shouldn't have used my phone because my camera is indeed, again, a potato. If only it was good enough to look at itself and realize that it is a potato. Anyways, this one's a $15 card. Probably will double in price eventually because it's misprint. I'm incredible at MTG. My decks are amazing. 100% guarantee that. We're already at 8 minutes, and I still have no viewers, sadly. Okay, put that back in. Those are the cards in there. Pumpkin. Some more sleeves, put those over there. This is my old deck. It came in the Jason Genius Mind Mage. It was the Merfolk deck thing. I edited it just a bit. Edited, that's not a word, is it? Edited is a word, but not edited. First MTG product that I actually purchased. Before that, I had this Welcome deck from 2007, which I found in my basement, which actually got me into MTG because I have 2 friends who were playing MTG. MTG club at our school. I'm saying MTG a lot, aren't I? And this deck box got completely destroyed too, so I built another one. Yes, I built another one. It's made of Legos. I'm running out of topics to share, aren't I? I know it's bad. And it opens up over here. You just gotta pull this latch out, or just completely break it. It's not broken. It's pretty cool. Although it only fits on sleeved cards. It would be pretty thick if it was to fit sleeved cards. But for that, I have my Dragon Shield box. I would definitely not be buying the Ultra Pro ones, because every single time someone opens it up, it hurts me inside. Yeah, one flap is missing here. Completely taped this part, and there's duct tape, which is completely falling off as well. So here's my 60 card Merfolk deck. Jace. Genius Mind Mage. As for the cards that I took out of this, I took out one island, I took out one forest, and these are the other ones I took out. Headwater Sentries, Jungle Delver, Headwater Sentries, Jace's Sentinel, Kumia Speaker. Actually, I didn't take this one out. I got this one from the booster pack. One of the booster packs that came in the Excellent. Oh, and the rare in that booster pack also just so happened to be a hostage taker. And then there was also Arcane Adaptment. That's not good. Another Jungle Delver. Blinding Fog, which is like a weaker version of Fog since it costs 3 mana, although it gives hexproof. Skyline Predator. Oh wait, no, that's not the one I took out. Castaway's Despair. It's basically like Claustrophobia. It does exactly the same thing as Claustrophobia, but it costs 1 more mana. And it came in the new J set. This one was my Skyline Predator. This was just one of the ones I came in the 4,000 MTG bulk box that I bought from Victory Comics. There's this purple star on it, which I can't tell why is there. I think it could just be a stamp. I don't know why I have this out here. I'm just gonna go over there somewhere. It's not gone. Halfway across the room. Those are the ones that I took out for the rest of the deck. Oh, there we go. Second card. Jace, Ingenious Mind Mage. The first Planeswalker I got. Only being Nicol Bolas, who's the other Planeswalker. So these are the only 2 Planeswalkers I have now. I was also planning to make a Nicol Bolas God Pharaoh deck. I recently just made a mono red aggro, which is this deck. I'm going to be showing that afterwards. Here's a little JC boy. And then we got Vine Shaper Mystic, Island Horse, and Growth. Oh, this came in the welcome deck that I got from my basement, which is actually the red welcome deck and the green welcome deck from set 10. I just put them together, made a 60 card deck. Absolutely no synergy. Got destroyed every single time by my friends. One of my friends who uses a Hydra deck completely destroyed me with the 1818 Apocalypse Hydra, I think, was the first time I played against him. I never even got close to beating him. Here's Kumia Speaker. I really like this one here. I'm going to put that to the side. Overrun, one of the best cards I own. That's exaggeration. It's also from set 10. It's an uncommon. One of my 6th grade teachers. Well, not one of my 6th grade teachers. The other 6th grade homeroom teacher was playing this against my friend, he said, a couple of years ago. Island, Herald of Secret Streams. This one's pretty good. Creatures you control with +1/+1 counters on them can't be blocked. And since it's a +1/+1 counter deck, and there's like some other cards in here, like Vine Shaper Mystic over here, Founder. Yeah, when she enters the battlefield, puts 2 +1/+1 counters on Merfolk you control. Unless you only have 1, then you're actually sad, and you shouldn't have used that card. Forest Fleet Swaller, this is absolutely fantastic for a mono deck. I'm going to be planning to use some of the other rares over there, which I showed you, and this in a null deck. Although I don't think they would work very well. I could get some lands out, maybe a blue-green, just like this. Jade Guardian, Crash the Ramparts. It's just a buff card. Target creature gets +3/+3 and trample until end of turn. Only good part about this is the trample giant growth is 1 mana, and you get +3/+3. Probably should put that in there, but I don't feel like editing this deck at all because I don't even use it at this point. Maybe I'll come back to it and edit it. This is one of the cards I got in a booster pack. I have another one of them also in this deck. Hell's Boon, Grasp Clearing. This is the only cancel that I got from the booster pack. It's the only one in the deck. Probably should put more, maybe like a negate or a counterspell, but I'm too poor to afford counterspell. Or I'm just too lazy. Just a couple more cards, keep going at the Rampant Growth. Ooh, Shaper's Apprentice, I'm going to put that to the side. Oh, and Fog. Much better than Blinding Fog. It's 1 mana, runs all combat damage dealt as they're in Magic 14. That means even the damage you dealt. And then just a bunch of land until we get to Shapers of Nature. It's 3 mana and 3/3. It's actually ridiculously overpowered. It's only an uncommon. Should be rare, probably. And you could put +1/+1 counters on creatures and remove them to draw more cards. Since this is a deck that heavily uses +1/+1s. That's spot the rest of the cards, except for one more. I'll pull that to the side. Put those over there. You have Tempest Caller. When it enters the battlefield, it's 4 mana. All creatures target opponent controls are tapped, so they can't block this turn from all of those +1/+1 buffs you put on your creatures. Now, these two work very well together. This is a green card, but it gets +1/+1 as long as you control an island or another merfolk. And this one gets flying as long as you control another merfolk. So this one is 2 mana, this one is 1 mana. So you can place both of them down for 3 mana, and you'll get a 2/2 and a 2/1 flying. And there will be 2 different colors. You can tap them for easy damage. Okay, that's that for that deck. Now for the prize jewel, the purple deck, and we still have no viewers. Maybe someone will watch this afterwards. Nah, I don't think I'm going to upload it, unless they go back and watch the rest of the stream. I still don't know why I'm talking to myself, but I am. No one will actually probably end up hearing this. And Dragon Shield sleeves are actually like my dad. Okay, here we go. Here's the deck. Just a couple of rares I have. I got 18 mountains in this deck. Okay. We've got Aligned Hedron Network. It's 4 mana, and when it comes in, all creatures with power 5 or greater are exiled. This card was specifically used against my friend with the Hydra deck, because sometimes he doesn't place anything but lands for a couple of turns. He also has Birds of Paradise and Lena World in his deck, although that's all there. He only has 8 of total. So a Mountain, Dragon Fodder. This is one of the key cards in the deck. It's 2 mana to put 2 1/1 red goblin creature tokens onto the battlefield. Which is a very quick way. I have 4 of these in the deck. No, I have 3 of them in the deck. So that's like 6 goblin creatures. I actually have similar cards of this. It's not the only one. Oh yeah, the mana curve tops out at 2 in this deck. Actually, no, it tops out at 3. Surprisingly. The average is pretty low as well. It's close to 2. I haven't actually calculated it. I assume to be somewhere along 1.7 mana. This one's Arena Athlete. It's 2 for 2/1, which is already good. And then Heroic, whenever you cast a spell that targets Arena Athlete, target creature, and opponent controls can't block this turn. This is very good because there's some other spells in here which are actually meant to target creatures like these, because then if the opponent only has 1 creature and you've already put down Dragon Fodder, you can deal a lot of damage. It's a nice aggro. This one, Impact Tremors, 2 mana for whenever your creature enters the battlefield under your control, Impact Tremors deals 1 damage to each opponent. So if you drop like Hordling Outburst, which is 3 mana for 3 1/1 goblin creatures, you just dealt 3 damage in addition to much more that you're going to spend over there. Dragon Mantle. I have 4 of these in this deck. It's an aura. Auras aren't usually all that good, but this one's fairly well. It's 1 mana, and you draw a card, which is pretty much like the main point of this enchantment. And then if you pay 1, this creature can get +1/+0 until end of turn. Incinerate, you all know what that is. It's 2 for 3 damage. And can't be regenerated. More mountains. Reverberate. This is one of the rares I got in my bulk pack. Actually, I think I got all these cards in my bulk pack, except for some of these mountains. 2 mana for copying target instant or sorcery spell, and it is an instant, which makes it even better. So this is really well for Magic 13 set, which was known not to be the best set. They should continue making the core sets. Not sure why they ever stopped, but sadly they did. Another Impact Tremor. Thermal Alchemist. This is a really annoying card. It's a defender, 2 mana for a 0/3. But if you tap it, it deals 1 damage to each opponent, so you can tap it once each turn to deal 1 damage. But whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, untap it. So there's many sorceries and instants in this deck. So you can just keep tapping it, placing it, tapping it, placing it. So you can get like 3 or 4 damage done every turn. That's just how many instants and sorceries there are in this deck. And I believe abilities can be played as instants as well. Krenko's command, it's basically dragon fodder. That's pretty much it. It's 2 mana, does the same exact thing, except with a different card. So you can put more of them in your deck. Mountain, Dragon Mantle, Mountain, Mountain, another Krenko's command. More mountains, Arena Athlete. Okay, now another card. We've got Coordinated Assault, it's 1 mana. Up to 2 target creatures get +1/+0 until and first strike until end of turn. So if you played this on Arena Athlete over here, then if the opponent controls 1 or 2 creatures, then one of them can't block this turn, and you just buffed your creatures with first strike as well. And if they were previously buffed with +1/+1 counters or something, then they could actually, the small little goblin creatures could destroy it. Our Crone Crusader, this has good synergy with another card in this deck, except the only problem is I only have one of them, which truly makes me sad. Even though it's only a common, I have to go ask around my friends for this, maybe. It's also got heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets a Crone Crusader, put a 1/1 red soldier creature token with haste onto the battlefield. And that will just work with impact tremors and deal 1 other damage, and there's another card in here which works very well with this. Titan Strength, I have 4 of these. It's just +3/+1 till end of turn to scry 1. But you can put it back on top of your library, which is good. Like, let's say you get another Titan Strength and you don't need that. You can just put that at the bottom. Oh, it seems like we've got a viewer. I wonder who that is. Fervor. It's an enchantment for 3 mana. Magic 15 set. Creatures you control have haste. I would say it's a bit overpriced. But it's pretty good for token creatures in this aggro deck. You might not be able to use it though. Hellrider, this is a good card. One of my best cards, actually. It's 4 mana, which is like... Oh, yeah. The mana curve tops out at 4 mana. 4 mana is probably the most expensive. Haste, whenever a creature you control attacks, Hellrider deals 1 damage to defending player, so if you attack with 4 creatures, you just did 4 more damage, which can be very good for an aggro deck if the opponent has strong creatures that can block most of your token creatures, since they're weak little 1/1s. Or sometimes even 1/2s. Another mountain, Arms Dealer. I really like this guy. It's 3 mana. It's a 1/1, and you pay to sacrifice a goblin. Sacrificing goblin is not a problem at all, since they're all going to be 1/1 tiny token creatures, and can place a bunch of them onto the field with Whirling Outburst, Krenko's Command, and Dragon Fodder. So you can just sacrifice. And it's 2 mana, so if it deals 4 damage to target creature. So if there's 2 4/4s on the opposite team, you can just pay 4 mana and destroy both of them by sacrificing 2 goblins. And then probably have some left over to deal more damage. Here we got Zada Hedron Grinder. Doesn't actually have much synergy, I just put him in because he's also one of my best cards. It's a legendary creature. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets only Zada Hedron Grinder, copy that spell for each other creature you control. And it targets each other. So if you have something like Titan Strength, for example, it's 1 mana. You can place it on a Zada Hedron Grinder. You've got 6 1/1s. Boom. All of them are now 4/2s, and you can swing with all. And if you use something like Coordinated Assault or Arms Dealer, you can destroy their creatures or just make them unblockable and beat the game. Maybe use Impact Tremors, put down some more, deal damage. And that's instant after all. You can tap Thermal Alchemist again. I have 2 Thermal Alchemists in this deck. And only 1 Zada Hedron Grinder, only 1 Hellrider. Another Dragon Mantle. Hollow Triumph, I like this one. It's 3 mana, pretty expensive. You might not be able to use it. It's a legendary artifact. When it enters the battlefield, you can choose a color. Since it's a mono red aggro deck, I'm pretty sure you would want to choose red. Creatures you control of the chosen color get +1/+1. So you can just pay pretty much 3 mana to buff all of your creatures as long as this is on the field. Titan Strength, another one. Dragon Father, another one. Ooh, this is the card that I was saying that has great synergy with our Crone Crusader. I'm going to try to find that. It's Founders Sheet Denizen. It's 1 mana for 1/1, except its ability is pretty good. I'm going to try to find our Crone Crusader just a bit. Okay, I found it. Oh, and whoever's in the stream, please comment in the chat. Let me know who you are. Founding Street Denizen and a Crusader are both 1 mana. And Founding Street Denizen says that whenever another red creature enters the battlefield under control, Founding Street Denizen gets +1/+0 until the end of turn, and the other creatures might not be able to block because of Arena Athlete's ability. And this one says whenever you cast a spell that targets a Crusader, put a 1/1 soldier onto the battlefield. So if you put like Titan Strength on Archon Crusader and then you place another soldier onto the battlefield, this one gets +1/+0 until end of turn. And those two work very well. I have 2 Founding Street Denizens. I wish I had 4, but I only have 2. Whirling Outburst. This one's, I only have 1 of these in the deck. It makes me sad. It's 3 mana for putting 3 1/1 goblin creatures onto the battlefield. Outnumber, I have 4 of these. Actually, no, I only have 2 of these. It's an instant. Outnumber deals damage to the target creature equal to number of creatures you control. So, this, if you have like 6 creatures, you can just 1 mana, destroy their 8/8 or something like that. No. If you have 8 creatures, then you can destroy their 8/8. Another Arena Athlete, Mountain, Fireball. Most people know what that does. It's just 1 and an X deals X damage. Target creature or player can be spread across. Mountain, Titan Strength, Armed Deal, Dragon Pod. Mountain, Tranquil's Command. Mountain, Coordinated Assault. Mountain, Outnumber, Thermal Alchemist, Founding Street Denizen. Mountain, Incinerate, Titan Strength, Mountain. And here are the last 3 different cards in the deck. So I think it's got some good synergy. This is actually the first deck I've ever built. Sometimes you have some land problems. Most of the time, you have to mulligan, but if the opponent says unfriendly mulligans, well then it sucks for you. Hammerhand. It's 1 mana, and you can enchant a creature, and when it enters the battlefield, target creature can't block this turn. I wish I had more of these. I only have 1. I only found it 1 out of my like 800 red cards. For some reason, I only had 1, even though it's a common Magic 15, where there's a lot of Magic 15 cards in my red deck. And enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has haste. There's another nice thing. Traitorous Blood, 3 mana, gain control of target creature, and it gets haste, untap it. Pretty straightforward. Outnumber, Massive Raid is pretty much like Outnumber. It costs 3 mana though, and you can target player. Although, it's 2 mana just to target a player. It could be finishing game card. I only put 1 of those in there. I only had 1 as well, which is pretty nice. Okay, so anyone who showed up, we only got 1 viewer, and they've already left, I know. Didn't say anything. Well, if you're watching this, then thanks for watching, I guess. And I questioned why you would want to watch this. I streamed this especially for 5th Moon Magic. Doesn't seem like he showed up. Maybe if I titled it Creating Masterpieces, he might. He's probably not subscribed to me. I don't blame him. Okay, so that's Dragon Shield. Not sponsored. Please sponsor me, even though I only have like 30 subs or something. No, I have like 20. I'm terrible. Okay, so that's pretty much the end of the stream. If you wanted to watch, then I guess you got what you wanted. Potato camera, you can't even read Dragon Shield from here. I'm going to try to get a better camera next time. I'm going to finish. Goodbye.